threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
We interrupt this broadcast.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done, huh?
We should have done that.
That would have been awesome.
We are there.
Dang it. Cameron.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah, thank you.
You sound great.
It's all about this shirt I'm wearing.
It is. Yeah, we have a little announcement to make. We're going to have a run of shirts next week. If you're listening this week, it's next week.
Yeah.
But we're gonna sell a very limited amount of the shirts you're seeing if you're watching. If you're not, just imagine us looking super sexy in some shirts. They're a Stay Survived Casual Prepper shirt. We're going to sell 35 of them, and that is all.
Nice.
Like, it's a limited run. This is like, fine art where they only have so many prints. This is exactly what it is.
We're super picky with shirts, and these have been handpicked.
These are like Bella Canvas long sleeve tees, and it feels like you're wearing a cloud or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So these are going to go on March 2nd. These suckers are going to go live. You better go quick because we're only selling 35 of them.
Yeah.
$35 a piece. You're going to love it.
You are.
Right?
These are really comfortable.
They're super and they look good.
Winter's always going to be here.
Yes,
apparently.
For sure. But they're not like too heavy that you can't wear in the spring or the fall.
No. I love these kinds of shirts.
I do too, man.
Wear them under shirts.
I wear them all the time.
Wear them over shirts.
I wear them in the bathtub. You know what I mean?
Yep. I do.
Yeah. So check that out. But Cam, we got a great podcast today.
We do have a
What
good
are we
time.
talking about?
Well, we're going to talk about strange broadcast hijacks.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to talk about.
It is, and we talked about one in particular, and then we were just like, man, there's a couple of really bizarre, kind of creepy ones. So, anyways, it can happen at any moment.
And this stuff is cool. Something about it I like.
Yeah.
I like it.
The people that went through the effort to do this.
And by the way,
pretty cool.
Russia just invaded Ukraine. If you're listening to this in the future,
man.
What a weird day this has been.
Yeah.
They just got Chernobyl.
Yeah. I had joked with Kobe, and I'm like, they just want Chernobyl back. And they did. They went right for it.
That was like their main objective.
No more radiation. We want it back.
This is our radiation. You've been stealing it for years.
This power plant is still operational.
Yeah, so, and there is some, like, horrifying video coming.
Terrifying.
It is, like, absolutely horrible. So we hope all the Ukrainians are...
So, yes, way over there, but it's going to affect us over here.
It is going to affect us.
So, if you're prepping these days.
But today, let's take a break from that craziness. Let's talk about this cool, fun,
let's do
strange broadcast hijacks.
Yeah.
Right?
Before we do that, though,
okay.
Let's talk about prepping in general.
All right.
It requires a lot of forethought with regard to food and water, power, gas, oil, all kinds of different things
Nuclear
that can
energy.
take a lot of preparation. Self-reliant medical care is no exception.
You're right.
The Prepper's Medical Handbook by noted wilderness medicine expert and survivalist William W. Forgy, MD, provides the basis of prevention, identification, long-term management of survivable medical conditions. And it tells you what to do when you can't return to the grid and get medical care. You can do it all on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great book to organize very well. It's easy to read. You don't have to have PhD, MD, all that other certification stuff. Like, it's a great book for minimal medical training, and it helps you even put your fact together. I highly recommend it.
Get it.
PreppersMedicalHandbook.com. You can get it there, or just go to Amazon.com and order it up. It's one of the better books you can get, I'm telling you.
It really is. You got to go get it.
Yeah.
So, Cam, strange broadcast hijacks. So, we've had an idea to do it on an episode of Mindless Banter on one specific incident, and this is the first one we're going to talk about, which is the Max Headroom Incident.
Probably the better known.
Yeah. It's one that people know about, but many people don't know about it, which is kind of crazy.
I just thought it was part of Back to the Future.
I did too. I thought that's where you ordered the Pepsi or whatever.
How was this like an interruption?
Yeah, I know, huh? So this is a very interesting thing that happened. November 22nd, 1987. This was in Chicago. Sportscaster Dan Roan was covering the highlights, I thought you'd like this, of the Bears' recent victory over the Detroit Lions. Cam's a Bears fan.
I am a Bears
fan.
fan.
So that part makes him super happy. It was his usual
it's a
spot.
victory, rare to hear.
rare to hear. Yeah. It was his usual spot.
What year was it?
87.
Oh, it was after they won.
You got 2 years after was it 85 Bears were the
Yeah,
good
oh,
ones?
yeah.
That night, however, it was on the 9 o'clock news. It would be different. At 9:14, Dan Roan disappeared from the screen. In fact, everything disappeared from the screen and it flickered into darkness. Oh, man. I'm already liking it. This is already feeling great to me. I'm loving this. Then 15 seconds later, a new figure appeared. Dressed in a rubber mask and wearing sunglasses, the mysterious intruder looked like artificial intelligence television character Max Headroom. I don't know if you remember Max Headroom. I have very vague memories. I actually had to go look up and like where this came from. He started over in Britain.
Oh, did he?
They did like some movie that was super cheesy and super horrible, but then he was like a music video. He introduced music videos.
Oh, I think that's the little videos I've seen of him.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
And then Pepsi jumped on board. And
Coke.
Was it Coke?
It was
That's
Coke
what it was.
that jumped on board. That's why some of this is kind of interesting. But so if you don't know who Max Headroom is, just take a second and go look it up. But if you remember in Back to the Future 2, Marty McFly goes into the Cafe 80s. And Max Headroom, it was the waiter, I guess.
Yeah, right.
On the screen, right? So that's Max Headroom. So
Kind of an ugly looking thing anyway.
Oh, yeah. Looked horrible.
I don't know why. It
Wasn't great.
Ugh.
So even the gray background behind the figure was reminiscent of the simulated background that appeared behind Headroom. So he always had like these lasers or some weird stuff. There was hardly any sound, but the image was still pretty frightening. The figure bobbed around in front of the spinning background as a buzzing noise played. After 30 seconds, signal engineers at WGN who broadcasted Channel 9 switched the frequency of the studio link to another transmitter, bringing Dan Roan back to the audience screens. So it was just a brief interruption. Roan continued his scheduled broadcast, right? So studio engineers, they assumed that the hijack was an inside job, like it was in the studio. So they were just like searching everywhere in the studio. They're like, where
Kicking
is
doors
this?
in? Where is
It's like
it?
the janitor or somebody just like disgruntled, like pissed off, you know?
Yeah.
But they couldn't find it. So they figured it must have been a pre-recorded video from a third party somewhere else in a separate location. But
So it wasn't live. I thought it was like a little live thing.
No.
So they figured it was recorded.
But there was another one on the way. They thought that was it. I thought that was the whole shebang. 2 hours after that first episode, the Max Headroom impersonator was back, this time on Channel 11. So this was a different channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at 11:15 p.m.
I didn't know what happened to it.
Yeah, this is the good one. The second one was way worse, or better, however you want to look at it. At 11:15 p.m., the PBS affiliate WWTW was airing a Doctor Who episode titled The Horror of Fang Rock. Then, as suddenly as before, the video cut out. Scan lines like those at the beginning of a VHS recording appeared, followed by the familiar masked figure. The figure bobbed in front of the rotating background as before, the same mask covering his face. However, unlike the 9:15 recording, this one actually had audio. So he says a bunch of weird stuff. He says, "That does it," the figure said, and its voice was distorted. "He's a freaking nerd," he says again. The figure then laughed. He mentioned Chuck Swirsky, a WGN pundit, claiming to be better than him. Then he held up a can of Pepsi while reciting the Coca-Cola slogan, "Catch the wave." So like he was mixing them up. Because at the time, like Cam said, Max Headroom was a spokesman for Coke. And then it got even creepier.
All we have is a can of Pepsi, so
we're just going to do that.
Do it.
Then the figure flipped off the camera. His middle finger.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. It gets even worse. His middle finger covered in a rubber extension. He sang, "Your love is fading," lyrics to "I Know I'm Losing You" by The Temptations. He hummed tunelessly. He muttered phrases from television shows. He screamed nonsense, and then he began to moan. Yeah, it gets super weird.
Is that one still available?
Yes, we're gonna show a little bit, or you can be able to listen to a
Show
little
it through
bit.
your
of this.
ears.
Yeah, show it to your ear holes. After a moment, he paused to claim he had made a giant masterpiece for all the greatest world newspaper nerds, referencing WGN's acronym and corporate parent, the Chicago Tribune. He held up a glove like the one popularized by Michael Jackson and exclaimed, "My brother is wearing the other one." He then pulled it on, saying, "But it's dirty. It's like you got blood stains on it." Dude, just think about this. Think about being like an 11-year-old kid watching TV.
Yeah,
right? And just like flipping out.
Yeah, you would.
Oh my gosh, it would creep you out. Then he screamed, "They're coming to get me." The camera then cut to a shot of a man's torso and partially exposed buttocks. The Max Headroom mask had been removed and it was being held up to the camera. The rubber extension that covered the figure's finger was stuffed inside the mouth of the mask. And then a female voice responded saying, "Bend over, bitch." The man then...
Really?
Then,
all of this? I
Yes.
didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, dude. Then the man was spanked repeatedly with a fly swatter as he screamed.
I had no idea all this happened.
Yeah, dude.
I thought, like, the little snippets I've seen, I was just like, it's just a short interruption.
No, so here's a little bit
So
of
I can
this.
see why they got pretty upset.
Yeah.
about it.
I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothing.
Imagine being like 11 years old watching this,
That's how the voice stays, huh?
pretty much. And you can go watch this on YouTube. But how creepy is that?
It is creepy.
On public television. So anyways, that's kind of what it sounded like, and it looked even creepier.
Yeah.
So you got to go check that out. So despite an FCC investigation and decades of speculation, the culprits were never caught and have not been positively identified. They got away with it scot-free.
That's
How
crazy.
crazy is that?
Yeah.
The broadcast intrusion was achieved by sending a more powerful microwave link transmission to the two stations' broadcast towers than the stations were sending themselves, which was a difficult task in 1987, but was possible before American television stations switched from analog to digital signals in 2009. So all he had to do was microwave a stronger signal, and he
It's crazy
was
how
the
easy
TV
it could have
station.
been to, like,
I know.
overrun any of them.
Yeah. So experts have said that the intrusion required extensive technical expertise and a significant amount of transmitting power, and that the pirate broadcast likely originated from somewhere in the line of sight of both stations' broadcast towers, which were atop tall buildings in downtown Chicago. But no one ever claimed responsibility for the stunt. In the years since, speculations about the identities of Max and his co-conspirators have centered around the theories that the prank was either an inside job by a disgruntled employee or former employee of WGN or was carried out by members of Chicago's underground hacker community.
Nice.
That's freaking awesome, man. Like, that is rad. However, despite an official law enforcement
Cloak
investigation
and dagger.
in the aftermath of the incident and unofficial investigations of the years that followed, the identities and motives of the hijackers remain a mystery. They said if they were caught, it would be a $100,000 fine and up to a year in prison. Might be worth
That's
it.
why they didn't come forward.
That's why they didn't go for. Oh, that's what happened. But there is a 5-year statute of limitations, so they could at this point come and say, "Hey, I did it." But
Yeah.
no one has yet.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Especially.
So somebody's out there who was this dude getting his ass spanked by a fly swatter and saying a bunch of weird stuff in Chicago.
developed LimeWire a couple years later.
Yeah.
Then just
Napster.
didn't need to.
Yeah,
didn't need to
exactly.
admit.
So anyways, that is the Max Headroom incident.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
And that one
and
was-
and the fact that they don't know or have
Yes.
never figured it out is even more.
It is even
disturbing.
better, isn't it? Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
that one's cool.
So years before
Okay.
this happened in the UK. So
They got TV over there?
yeah,
I didn't know.
The Southern Television Broadcast Interruption was a broadcast interruption through the Hannington transmitter
The Huntington transmitter.
of the Independent Broadcasting
I
Authority
know it's
in the United Kingdom at 5:10 p.m. on the 26th of November, 1977. The broadcast message is generally considered to be a hoax, but the identity of the hijacker is unknown. I like this one because it goes along with some of the weird, like, alien stuff we've talked about.
yes.
So what happened is a speaker interrupted transmission for 6 minutes. That's a long time.
That is a long time.
And claimed to be a representative of the Intergalactic Association. Reports of the incident vary, some calling the speaker Vrillon, some Gillon, and then others Asteron.
Well, how did
I
they
love
get
this,
the-
like, no, that's, or, what am I, the French were watching it too.
no, this is Vivian.
It's just like, oh no, that's Asteron. No, that's Gillon, boy. I've read the books. No, this Vrillon. It's like, who, what? None of them could figure out who it was.
Did he not say his name?
I thought he did. That's why I was like, it's
Maybe
weird.
it's okay.
It's
so
all broken up a little bit.
I have heard it. It's really hard to understand what he's saying. And so,
Vrillon Gillon seems like a fair,
Yeah.
but Asteron.
Asteron.
I know, I heard Asteron, boy.
You think it's Vrillon or Gillon? Asteron, if you ask me.
Oh, you talking about Asteron? I heard that too.
I heard it.
So the voice, which was disguised and accompanied by a deep buzzing, which is typical, broke into the broadcast of the local ITV station Southern Television, overriding the UHF audio signal of the early evening news being read by Andrew Gardner.
Andrew Gardner, at your service.
From ITN to warn viewers that all your weapons of evil must be removed.
Oh, man.
You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace. So at least the aliens were good. The interruption ceased shortly after the statement had been delivered, transmissions returning to normal shortly before the end of Looney Tunes cartoon.
Oh,
Oh, good. We catch the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Later in the evening, Southern Television apologized for what it described as a breakthrough in sound for some viewers. ITN also reported an incident in its own late evening Saturday bulletin. The broadcast took over the sound only, leaving the video signal unaltered, aside from some picture distortion.
All right, so I do have some of this. We'll try and take
This one's just
little bit of a listen.
Freaking weird.
It is super weird. So let's see if we can hear it here.
This is the voice of Allah,
Asteron.
representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the skies. We speak to you now to serve you as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth.
That's creepy.
That one's cool.
We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you.
That's good stuff there.
So the accent, though, is not really
No.
strong British accent. So it's like, where?
well, he's an alien.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So they were never discovered either. Who
Yeah.
did this? Several theories have been put forth as to who may be responsible. Some believe it was just board hackers, of course.
Probably.
Some think it was a group trying to push people to seek peace. Still, others think it was the Raelians, which we've talked about. Or
We talked about
another-
them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or another UFO cult. And of course, there are those who believe that the intrusion came from actual ET intelligence.
I'm going with that.
I'm going with that too.
Yeah.
I bet you Nibiru's passing close and they're
Yep.
like, listen to us.
Are you all
It's
watching?
Asteron. Gilon.
Virlon. That's a
So
good
that one was weird, and it just sounds cool.
It does sound
And
cool.
they never figured out who it was.
Man, we should have used that like in our opener of the podcast or
should.
something. Because
Have
that is
Asteron-
cool.
Yeah.
That is
If you're listening, Vrillon or
yeah.
Gilon,
We'd like
we
to
would
hire you
love
to
you
do some
to-
voiceover. If you could, that'd be great.
awesome. Oh, man.
So this one was pretty good. This one was a zombie alert.
We should have recorded one of our readers in like
We
a
should
really-
have.
Battlebox brings you the greatest.
Yeah, definitely should. So this is from an article the day after this event, and this was like early 2000s. I don't know why I don't know when this was now. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But
I don't think this wasn't very
the
long
Steve
ago.
Wilkos show, I think it was Montana. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was.
So if you happen to be watching the Steve Wilkos show in Great Falls, Montana yesterday, so this is obviously written the day after this, you may have had your viewing interrupted by a strange emergency alert warning of a statewide zombie apocalypse. Oh my gosh, like how
That
awesome.
that one's exciting.
Every prepper in the area was just like,
It's about time.
this is it, it's our time. And just people going nuts.
I knew this day was coming. I knew it.
Yeah. I told you, honey. I told you. Money well spent. Money well spent. Go get the shotgun. You know what I mean?
Oh, the best of all the
I
apocalypses.
know. Yeah.
Besides aliens.
Fortunately for everyone, it was just a hoax. This actually wasn't really a zombie apocalypse. As the Associated Press reports, it appears that Great Falls affiliate KRTV was hacked by a prankster intent on spreading mistruths about walking corpses. The bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the living, the station's emergency announcer said. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. According to the Great Falls Tribune, at least 4 people called into local police asking.
It's kind of
which
like War of the
was real.
Worlds thing,
Really is.
but this wasn't planned.
Yeah. Only 4 people called. Wait, is this real?
I'm pretty sure it's real. I ain't calling.
I don't want to be the
They
idiot
would
who calls
not.
it.
They would not trick us with this
It's
stuff.
television. They got to put the real stuff on there.
This is before they thought fake news. They're like, all news is true.
Yeah.
If it's come from that TV, it's true.
I don't know. That comes from the city somewhere. They know what the hell going on in the city.
Get your lobotomizer.
Yeah.
It is time.
It's time to do it. Put on that hat. We're going out. A KRTV later confirmed that its emergency alert system had been hacked, adding that it was currently investigating the situation to see whether any other affiliates were affected. So I have a little bit of this too, but as you can hear, it sounds just like it's an emergency alert. So it's actually pretty interesting to listen to. Let's see if we can hear it.
I don't think I've listened to this one. Oh, and they did it through the emergency.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous.
So that was
perfect.
It. I know.
That's, man.
Would you not? I would be like,
Why don't we use that for somebody?
I know. It sounds almost just like the one we had in our old opener.
Yeah,
There's a
it
little
kinda
piece of
does.
it. But how crazy is that?
That one's exciting.
That was a good one. That would be awesome to be a part of, like to have actually heard it and seen it. You know,
I wouldn't even think twice about my.
No.
I'm sure it is happening because
We're getting a sick
it is
day. We're not going to
2021,
work.
2022.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyways, that's a good one.
That is a good one. So this one's a little more like propaganda,
Yeah,
anti-government stuff. So in the 1980s, Poland was under the grip of martial law as the communist government of General Worcester-Sauce Jaruzelski. Worcester Sauce. Attempted to repress the independent Solidarity trade union. In Western Europe, our TV screens featured as much coverage of the events as could be gleaned through the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
But Polish state TV remained oblivious and restricted itself to wholesome communist fare.
Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah, in September 1985, TV viewers in the city of Torun, I think that's how you say it, sat down to watch an action-adventure film and were treated to an unexpected bonus. The scene had a brief overlay with the message, Solidarity Torun. Boycotting the election is our duty. And Solidarity Torun, enough price hikes, lies, and repression.
Oh, man.
Sadly for the perpetrators, they were caught by the authorities and hung. No, they weren't. After you would think that would happen.
Probably.
After their second transmission, that's where they blew it.
You only do it once. It's like jabbing. You got to
Yeah.
jab and get out.
Yeah.
Jab and get out. Okay. You don't hang around.
That worked pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we got to a lot. We'll do it again.
Let's do it again.
So a few days later, they repeated the performance over an evening news bulletin, and they were jailed for 4 months.
Oh, great.
So the transmission had been made by a group of dissident radio astronomers.
Radio astronomers?
Yeah, I don't know.
And scientists?
We're listening to Saturn's rings, and scientists who had successfully developed.
941 ZHT.
I'm pretty sure they were bored.
Astronomy radio.
I know. I'm
Like what? I don't know what.
I want to look up and see what radio astronomers do. Developed a video transmitter that could synchronize itself with the official broadcast to produce an overlay that would be visible on every set within the limited transmission radius, which is cool.
Okay.
This was a significant achievement using 1980s technology in a state in which the electronic components were hard to come by.
I'll bet.
Our description comes via Maciej Siglowski, I don't know.
Mike Wazowski.
That's what I thought when I saw that. Who was able to track down one of the people involved in building the transmitter and receive an in-depth description of it.
All right. Tell me about the transmitter.
Yeah. Okay. We want to know about this transmitter.
Esquire.
Now they're
Mandel.
transmitting everything from it. We want to confiscate it.
We would like that.
Everybody follow our. Yeah. The synchronization came courtesy of the international effort at the time on very long baseline interferometry.
Okay.
Yeah. In which multiple radio telescopes across the world are combined to achieve the effect of a single, much larger instrument. before GPS made an available and constant timing signal, the different groups participated in the experiment had used the sync pulses of TV transmitters to stay in time, establishing a network that spanned the political divide of the Iron Curtain.
Weird.
Crazy stuff. But, the police file on the event shows some of their equipment, including the Sinclair ZX Spectrum from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Home computer from the West. That
Print
was,
shop. Rad Racer.
That was a good one.
I loved
The
Rad Racer.
Tandy Sinclair ZX. Yeah. In the West, that was presumably used to generate the graphics. So that's pretty impressive. Did it in a time with like just chaos going on.
Yeah.
With their government. But that one's you'll have to look at it. It looks like a movie. It kind of looks like it's just like it just pops up and shows the words of just boycotting the election. I was like, man,
cool.
that sounds like something nowadays.
It kind of does, huh?
But
It's
kinda cool.
amazing we don't have more of that stuff, but I guess nobody watches TV anymore.
So that's what's kind of crazy. But I
Right.
thought that too. I'm like, man, you think they would have interrupted a ton more than they did?
Did we talk about the Playboy one?
Yeah. There's a couple of
There's
those.
a couple
I
of
only
tho-
talked about one of
And
them.
there's a Disney Channel
That's
one.
the one I didn't talk about.
Yeah, so there was a Disney Channel one. I think it was like
It was like
New Jersey or something.
yeah.
Where it happened. So they were watching like Lilo and Stitch.
That one's horrible.
That was horrible. So like Lilo and Stitch was playing, and right in the middle of it, bam, porn.
It's like Fight Club. Like
Yeah, yeah, but it was more than just
Yeah.
a flicker.
Yeah.
It was like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Of porn.
That one's bad. The other one's the opposite of like yeah, we'll talk about it.
How Lilo and I was gonna come up with.
Mom, there are questions.
This must be a different Lilo and Stitch.
I saw stuff that I don't like.
There was a man and a woman and a woman and a woman together.
What are you watching?
I don't know.
Nowadays, I'd be like, you on YouTube?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Watching Netflix?
But yeah, that one happened.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I got to tell you though, Cam, like we said before we started, we live in a mad, mad world. It's in constant change. Like today, there's war over in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And some of those videos, they will haunt my dreams for quite some time.
Yeah.
Speaking of dreams, I got to tell you about this dream I had the other day. Okay, it was the weirdest dream. Since we're on it, I'm just gonna tell you. And my wife was laughing at me for like 2 days straight. I don't know where this dream came from. Okay, I had this dream that I was working for Baby Alive. You know, the doll. I was working for the company that made Baby Alive. Okay, and I had to come up with a new baby to sell in this. So I was in front of this board meeting. I couldn't come up with something. And so I came up with Barely Alive, this baby that was like in an incubator. Dude, it was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And I woke up like, what the hell's wrong with
It's like
me?
a NICU baby.
Yeah, it was like jaundice and like was in an incubator. And that was my
It probably would sell too.
I know.
I won't be a doctor.
But I woke up in the morning, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? That's what I was dreaming.
That's pretty detailed,
Dude,
too.
I
and
know.
So far off.
I know, like I was in this board meeting and
Were
I
you playing
couldn't-
with babies the night before?
No, I was telling my wife, I was like, I haven't thought about Baby Alive in like 15 years. Like, why was I dreaming about it? That I was working for him.
Somebody synchronized your brain waves,
Oh, they got
interrupted
the
your dream.
Sinclair ZX Spectrum home computer in my
Your
brain.
wife's all, he's going to love
Take
this
that,
dream.
Take that. Anyways, we live in a mad, mad world. There's war going on. It's constantly, it's uncertain, right?
Very.
And nothing prepares you for what's to come like proper nutrition. I'm not kidding you. It is so important. Whether you're adventuring, exploring, passing down traditions, or simply being smart and keeping your priorities and plans in order.
Water and food every time.
Yeah, it's all the same. So that's why we like Nutrient Survival. It is top shelf, delicious, special ops grade nutrition designed to the nutritional standards of the U.S. military, but it's intended for people like us, just normal dudes. Made with real ingredients, made in America to keep Americans healthy, strong, and alert. And we need that more than ever right now.
No kidding.
If you know what's going on in
Should
the world.
just be eating this daily.
Yeah, perfect for today and ready for anything ahead. From hearty, delicious entrees and nutrient-dense snacks to immunity-boosting drinks and strength-building shakes. I got to try these immunity-boosting drinks. I haven't tried
want
those yet.
one of those.
I want to check those out. Each with
I want one of those.
give me one. each with 40 essential nutrients available in handy singles, daily use pantry packs, durable cans, and 3 to 90-day survival kits, keeping your world safe and your body in peak condition. This is preparedness through nutrition, guys. Cam and I, we've said this before. We've been asked by like
Tons.
maybe 10 different prepper food companies to partner with them. It just has never felt right until we found Nutrient Survival, because this stuff is like really good food. It's not just garbage, salt.
It's like getting your vitamins through diet like we all should.
It's not empty calorie, bland food storage stuff. This is stuff you could eat every day, and you would be healthy for doing it. So they're on-the-go packs. Those are our favorites because they're perfect for bug-out bags, EDC.
Yeah, I love those.
Emergency kits. You just add water. It's ready in minutes, and it tastes surprisingly good, you guys.
It does.
So head over to nutrientsurvival.com. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS. You're going to get that 10% off your order. You won't be disappointed because this stuff, Cam actually just did a taste test with a bunch of different milk.
Some
right?
milk powders because I was just, and I did, I knew what they were, did them. It tasted the best. It tasted the most like a store-bought milk.
Yeah.
And then I had my son test them. Like, he didn't know which one. He just tried the different cups, and he picked it.
He picked the Nutrient Survival.
the other three. So.
And I think the shelf life is longer than the other ones, too.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
So,
it doesn't have a lot of fat, so you don't have to deal with it, getting all rancid. So
absolutely.
And it's in those packs, and that pack's it made 40 ounces of milk.
Yeah.
So you just make a pitcher, stick it in the. Yeah, it's awesome.
Good stuff. Go check them out. Nutrient Survival. Okay, the next one on our list.
Another good one.
This is the Art Bell Radio Interruption of Area 51. This one I found, but I was a little worried to play it just because it's directly from
emergency and
it's directly from the Art Bell Radio thing. So I couldn't. You can go listen to this.
You should. It's really, really weird.
It is creepy
because he's
interesting.
Like it's almost like a forced cry, but at the same time, it isn't. It's so weird.
It was pretty believable.
It was,
to be honest.
That's what I thought too. But it was like at first, I'm like, is he kind of faking it? But then you're like, this is the stuff he was talking about.
Yeah, super crazy. So, talk show host Art Bell. A lot of you guys probably know who Art Bell is. He does what's the show? Coast to Coast AM. He did it, or I don't know. This was Art Bell's show. He was hosting his radio show in '97. When he received a call from someone who claimed to have worked for Area 51. The caller is nervous, paranoid, and seemingly on the run as he claims he doesn't have much time before the government finds him and shuts him down. And like he literally sounds like he is
frantic.
Scared.
He's like
super frantic. He can't get a word out without stuttering. And it wasn't like oh, I'm nervous to be on the radio. It's like, oh crap.
No, it's like it almost sounds like he's bugging out while he was talking to the radio.
Yeah, exactly. So the oddest thing about this is that as he starts revealing secret information, Art's whole radio station is taken off the air in the middle of it. That's why this thing I think has become so famous, is because this guy was
information like nope, none.
Yes, this guy was super, like he was saying all this stuff about Area 51. Bam, the radio goes down. It just goes down. They can't explain why it did that, but many theorists claim that it was the government who took over the broadcast to stop the man from revealing too much. So
what are the odds? You know what I mean? Like
I know. Or Art Bell was like, watch this. He's just flipped the off button.
I'm gonna get a lot of listens.
Who knows? But I'm going with the government because that's a way better story.
I do too. Yeah, I agree.
So things got even weirder a few months later with a person claiming to be the same man called in and admitted it was all a hoax. But the general public who had listened to him talk dispute the fact that it was the same man at all, but rather just another way for the government to cover up the leak in information.
Yeah.
So they think that was just someone from the government calling back in saying, nah, it was a hoax.
Yeah.
I was just joking. No biggie. So like I said, go listen to this one on the internet. Pretty interesting. But this
is a great one,
I'm a little worried about copyright infringement, so I'm not going to play it. But that Art Bell Radio Interruption Area 51, you put that into YouTube and you're going to find it. And it's a few minutes long. It's like maybe 10 minutes long. I can't remember. So, but
it's super interesting.
Oh, it's good. You got to go check it out. That's a good one. Yeah.
You'll have really good dreams like Kobe did after you listen to that one.
Exactly.
That's
Baby Alive.
Baby Alive is barely alive. Was that what it was called?
Barely Alive. Yeah. So stupid, man.
I can see the commercial of it though. I can totally see it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. This one I really liked this one.
Okay.
This one cracks me up. So if you've ever watched on YouTube, this is how it's easiest to picture. Have you ever seen like those 4K videos of like landscapes of like Scotland or something? It's like almost like a screensaver.
Like a screensaver video.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yes.
So the Czech Republic had been doing this. So One Sunday morning, the previously routine program of a show called Panorama gained worldwide attention. The show Panorama is designed to attract tourists to the area with scenic shots of Prague and other popular parts of the area. On the morning, so it's just this little scan of the, it's a landscape. It looks really pretty. On the morning of June 17th, did you watch this one?
I saw a piece of it. Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
On the morning of June 17th, 2007, however, those watching the panorama watched in horror as the camera picked up a lot more than just the green rolling hills. In the video, you should watch it. There's a routine image of the panoramic landscape when suddenly like this bright light just kind of overtakes the whole camera.
Yeah,
and
like
then
you can't see anything for a
it
minute.
just like, it's like white out.
Yeah.
And then when it finally refocuses, there's like a mushroom cloud. And so it seemingly picked up a nuclear strike. And then like what's cool is like the video kind of gets all staticky, almost like the wave from the nuclear hits the camera and then it like fuzzes out. So there on live Sunday morning broadcast, Panorama just captured footage of an atomic bomb. The hijacking was so seamless and realistic that it took the government officials several minutes to confirm that Prague had not been bombed.
Wait. Did this really happen?
Whoa. This is
Somebody
so funny.
call my
People are
uncle.
like, man, we should go to... Holy sh...
I heard it's nice there. I don't know.
Well, it was nice.
Yeah.
Atomic bomb. I mean, looking at it now, it doesn't look the
look great,
greatest,
yeah.
but like it's so...
In 2007, though?
It would have, yeah.
Probably looked pretty good.
You don't see a lot of videos on atomic bombs, so you're like, what the...
Yeah.
We would later learn it was a twisted performance piece by the group called Zithoven. But so it just looks like if you ever played DayZ,
Yeah, it does look like that, huh?
Scanning, and all of a sudden, boom! By the city, there's like this big mushroom cloud.
Yes.
And the way they did the special effects on the camera, it would have been believable back in 2007.
They're playing DZ over there in Ukraine right now.
Yeah,
Dude.
Oh my gosh,
I can't. I keep trying to get that out of my head.
that video of the jet strike creeps me out.
Yeah, we just put a clip up on our TikTok as well as our Instagram. These
Just like right next to
this
area,
mother and her baby were just looking out the window, and this jet just comes flying in towards their house or their apartment building or something, and just
Yeah,
Two
a peaceful
missiles.
territorial
Oh my gosh,
takeover.
horrible. Here's one that is probably the creepiest of them all. Did you watch this one, Cameron?
The Wyoming incident?
Yes.
I don't think I did.
Holy camole, this thing is creepy.
No, I did. Yeah, this one was.
Holy crap, dude.
It's like horse. Yeah.
Yeah. The Wyoming Incident, or the Wyoming Hijacking, is a lesser-known case of television broadcast hijacking/hacking. A hacker managed to interrupt broadcast from a local programming channel.
This was the most disturbing of the ones I watched.
Believed to serve several smaller communities in the county of Niobrara. Is that in Wyoming? I've never heard of that county. And aired
It's no longer there.
and aired their video. The video contained numerous clips of disembodied human heads showing various emotions and poses. Well,
They're
sounds
like digital heads.
they're digital.
That's what I thought too. And I was
I'm
like, whoa, I got to see
"That's
this.
horrible," but
Of course.
it was
Gross.
digital. Yeah. The camera position changed often, usually every 10 to 15 seconds, and the video was often interrupted by a special presentation announcement. The video is mostly locally well known and would probably not even be that popular if it were not for the effects it had on a few residents who watched it for an extended period of time. Like, what creepers are watching this for that long? Because after a minute, I don't want to watch. This is way better than Judge Judy.
I need to round up some cows, but this is good.
My sheep are all over the place, but this is great.
Honey, come in here for a minute.
Bring me some iced tea. This is going to be wow.
Sugar. More sugar.
Sugar and water.
Yeah.
Water. So the complaints,
Skin's falling. What did she say?
your skin's
skin's
hanging off
falling.
your bones. Complaints included vomiting, hallucinations, headaches, etc. from watching this. While some believed it was paranormal, specialists have determined that the cause of these afflictions were frequencies played regularly throughout the broadcast. In the clip, the frequency being played is somewhere between 17 and 19 hertz. This range of frequency, when played for long periods of time, causes the eyes to subtly vibrate, sometimes inducing visual
So
hallucinations.
they obviously knew what they were doing with
Yes.
that, which is terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Won't kill a bunch of people right now.
The words, "you will see such pretty things," comes up on the screen for a while, then some creepy ass music, then the words, "why do you hate?" and then "you are ill," We just want to fix you. Then there's some weird shots of
This
heads.
sounds like something that would pop up in Russia. Like
It does, yes.
Broadcast.
Then there's some weird shots of the heads, like they said, and then it's like 333, 333, 333. We present a special presentation. What hides in your mind? Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this. It's gonna creep you out. Be careful, okay? Don't listen
Today,
for too
making
long.
him the first to visit in preparation for the 2008 general
If you have
election.
seizures, probably
Republican
skip this.
President Jackson.
So now you can see the weird presentation. You will see such pretty things. That's what it says.
Is it showing the heads right
No,
now?
it just says you will
Yeah.
see such pretty things. Where's Matlock? What's happening? Now it's showing heads. Now it's showing like a guy's eye and a head. It's all kind of like black and white with weird, and then it goes back to a special presentation, and then the numbers 333, 333, 333 all over the screen.
I'm playing this on a loop
I
on
know.
Halloween.
I know. Don't listen for too long though, because your eyes will start to vibrate.
All the kids are like candy spilled all over the driveway. Bad idea.
It's a super bad idea, but that's what it sounds like, and it might be the creepiest thing. Why do you hate? It says.
God, that's so weird. Only in Wyoming.
Only in Wyoming. I mean, that one to me is probably the creepiest.
Yeah, I think so.
So
I
if
think
you
it
want to
is
go watch
creepiest.
that, you can find that on YouTube as well. Just search the Wyoming Incident, and you will be creeped out for the rest of your life, probably.
Yeah.
So have fun with that.
Yeah. But take caution. Some people have had seizures
Yeah.
during this. So this one's weird. I tried to look
Yeah.
into more details on it to figure it out, and it's just, I mean, it's kind of covered up, so it's weird. This is called the Mayday Interruption, Australia. During the airing of the documentary on air travel disasters, the audio from a previous news broadcast somehow replaced the original show audio. The disturbing thing was no one knows how it happened. The audio itself was from a story about an attack on a Halliburton convoy. The only audio was a looping track of a truck driver called Preston Wheeler reacting to an ambush on the convoy he was driving. For 5 disturbing minutes, all the people watching the documentary could hear was, "Jesus Christ, help us, Lord," which is, it
Yeah.
just kept replaying that,
Over and
replaying it
over.
over and over. The Halliburton attack story stated that 3 people died in the attack and 2 people were injured. So it just the audio come up over the top of what they were presenting. Which
Yeah, the
is-
video was still going.
so it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The weirdest part of the story is the fact that everyone affiliated with this particular story, with that particular story of the Halliburton thing, denied the fact that there was ever a mix-up. The spokesperson for the channel stated to the press that it was a technical glitch due to an audio problem. The line actually is from the documentary. I was channel surfing, a viewer said, I was channel surfing and heard this weird sound being repeated, and it caught my attention. It was very odd and a bit creepy. There was a visual montage, but when the soundtrack began and I listened closely, it was looping and repeating, the Jesus Christ, like that they were scared. At the first, I thought it was part of the show, but in the 10 to 15 seconds, he heard that over and over 20 times. I thought it was some kind of subliminal message or that someone must have hacked in.
Yeah.
I tried ringing the station for several minutes, but they never picked up, and I've never seen anything like this before, and I'll probably never see anything like it again. No one looked into it. No one bothered to try and figure it out. No one spread the word because why would they? It was like it was covered up. Like they didn't want any
Yeah.
of that information to be released.
It's just random, though.
It doesn't.
It's like, why?
It is. Yeah. There's like no rhyme or reason. And like I tried to look a little more into like the Halliburton attack, and
Yeah.
it's just there's no information. So I don't know what that was all about.
That's
but it was weird that it
Super weird.
like came over the top of what they were presenting. It's like somebody wanted it out there, and
Yeah, and it's just like,
But it
there's no
didn't have
reason,
any-
no rhyme. It's just,
Yeah.
and it just randomly kept going over and over again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
crazy.
and creepy and repetitive and whatever.
Yeah. So this one isn't quite as cool, but it is one. Hezbollah television network interruption.
I know. It's like, it
Unlike a lot of the interrupted broadcasts that we've talked about, this one was for serious political reasons. During the 2006 Israel-Lebanon war, Israel hijacked the satellite transmission for Hezbollah's Al-Manar TV to broadcast anti-Hezbollah propaganda. One of the boldest things they did was show a picture of Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah with crosshairs over his face. Then 3 gunshots were heard and a voice said, "Your day is coming." So that was, I mean, that's kind of crazy that happened, but it's not quite as interesting as some of these other ones.
It seems more like something we would see nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get moving, though, I want to tell you about Off the Grid Surplus. Cam, they have their Trailblazer 5.1 pants. I don't know if you saw those. They improved the fit of the pants and they improved the fabric.
Oh, nice.
So both things have been.
What's the brown ones we got?
I think they're the 5.0s.
I love them. I wear them.
I do too.
Like I work out in them.
Yeah.
No, when I've been working around the house, I've been wearing them because nothing better than having a place for your knife specifically. Like all pants need these.
Well, that's the thing. The 5.1 still have the 9-pocket design, which we love. And it also has that extra fabric where your knife clips on. Because that's the problem with a lot of my pants now. They're all frayed on the pocket where I put my knife.
And putting your hand in there is just a little tight with some of those knives.
So you got to go try the Trailblazer 5.1 pants. Go get them. Go to their site, offthegridsurplus.com, and use our code CASUALPREPPERS15, and you're going to get an extra 15% off with our code.
Do it.
You guys, 15% off.
Freaking awesome.
It's a deal. So go try it.
It's a dealio. This one, this is just funny because it's like church member decided to take some stuff into his own hands. So this is the religion broadcast interruption. The hijack occurred during a softcore pornography channel, on the Playboy channel.
Oh, yeah.
On the screen, here is a message. There was a message that came over top of the porn.
Yeah.
Thus saith the Lord thy God, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy and repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So if you sitting down and watch a little softcore porn, and all of a sudden scripture pops up.
Can you imagine being like a 14-year-old boy watching that?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no, I'm going to hell.
Yeah. So maybe his message was perfect for some. Thomas Haney, an employee of the Christian Broadcasting Network, was convicted of satellite piracy in connection with the incident.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, this is still breaking the law.
Haney, who pleaded his innocence, was the first person convicted under a new federal law that made satellite hacking a felony. Following the Captain Midnight, which was another hacking.
That was a good one.
This one's funny. I just didn't have as much to talk about it, but basically, Captain Midnight was an employee with what I think it wasn't HBO, it was with the satellite company, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was frustrated with the pricing of HBO
because it was $12.95 a month.
So he put over, he interrupted the HBO broadcast and put, "Good evening, HBO, from Captain Midnight. $12.95 a month? ? No way! Exclamation. Showtime Movie Channel, beware." And that's all he did. And they fined him, and I think he was I don't know if he stayed working with them, but it sounded like he didn't lose his job.
I think he got a $5,000 fine or something.
Yeah, just for
Captain Midnight's a great name, though.
I know. He said he didn't want to be offensive and he didn't want to be alarming, but it's funny that he even did it. So anyways, it was made a felony at that point. That's why this one was a bigger deal. According to the investigators, it was the religious content of the transmission and the type of equipment used that drew them to the Christian Broadcasting Network. The jamming signal left behind subtle technical clues that were captured on VHS recordings made at the Playboy channel's uplink at the time of the event, like finding fingerprints in the video.
That's right.
Yeah. After investigators were confident that they had identified the brand of the transmitter and the character generator from the video, they concluded that CBN was the culprit. Well, I know who it is. Dang church broadcast. Haney of Virginia Beach, Virginia, was on duty at his job as an uplink engineer at the time of the jamming. Yeah. But yeah, that one was kind of funny because it's you want to enjoy this? Boom, you're going to hell.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's good stuff.
He probably watched the whole rest of it.
He probably did.
I hacked into it.
I got to make sure I put it in the right spot.
At least I want to pay for it.
Yeah. Hold on. Make sure it's in the right spot.
That's not a good. I'll go watch the whole thing.
Just make sure. I like to watch my handiwork. That's all it is.
I like to watch her.
I want to do it better. Gonna do it better next time.
Yeah, so that one was just kind of funny, but he got hammered with that one.
Yeah, someone got hammered. So
he watched it and it happened to him.
The last one I've got is called the Kaluga Incident, and this one there is no record. I mean, there's no recording of this, but this one could have been very bad. Very, very, very bad. In the 1960s, the USSR was no stranger to broadcast signal intrusion. However, unlike most incidents on this list, this particular broadcast interruption from 1966.
What was the thing that used to come over the little guy to like peacefully keep him? You know, he's like,
oh yeah,
the little psychiatrist guy.
That's right. We talked
So
about
yeah,
that,
they were
didn't we?
doing that all the time.
This one could have started a nuclear war. The recordings of the
That's
incident
all.
are long gone. What could have happened as a result of the intrusion will haunt you forever. It's reported that in 1966, an unidentified young male hacked into Kaluga's broadcasting system to make a frantic announcement that a nuclear war had broken out with the United States. I mean, that's just irresponsible, if you ask me. This broadcast was made during an infamous period of tension between.
Where you
the
going?
United
I'm going
States.
to Bering Strait. I'm going to America.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight the war.
This is obviously during the Cold War, so this was not a good time to be just like making jokes about nuclear war and stuff.
Doomsday clock was what, like 1 second to midnight or something?
it was broken. Obviously, just a few years earlier, we had the Cuban Missile Crisis. So most people believe the Cuban Missile Crisis was the closest we had ever come to the end of civilization. However, the Kaluga Incident could have done the very same if cooler heads would not have prevailed. Because a lot of people figured, okay, this is it. It's all going down.
Yeah.
Because of a damn teenager and his little joke.
Yeah.
So that was the Kaluga
like the
Incident.
shot heard across the world.
Yeah, but there is no recording of it anywhere because...
Oh, there isn't.
The Russians, they're just not very stable society over there. They can't keep anything straight. You know what I mean?
They just get on YouTube to watch it again, and they're like, is this real? It's happening right now.
I don't know. This is crazy.
I know I searched for it, but I think it's happening.
Yeah. So those are some strange broadcast hijacks brought to you by Casual Preppers. Right?
Man, some of those are just...
They're fun.
They're nuts.
I like that kind of stuff. I think it's fun. But before we go, I would like to talk about some cool stuff we got here. How about Going Gear?
Let's do it.
We have their premium EDC club, which is radical. The first item in their Going Gear premium EDC club box is the Spyderco Spy Opera, $183 value. This is a sweet little blade. I'll tell you that right now.
Spyderco.
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 Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
I always like their design. It's pretty obvious. It's a Spyderco
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah, that's cool. And
Got
then they
a
have
cool
the Kaiser
little-
Knives Beglider 2. This is
made out of alligator.
Yeah.
That Spyderco one.
This
The
is
Kaiser. I always like the Kaiser knives.
I do too. Going Gear exclusive at $84 value. This is a cool little knife as well. Not quite as nice as the Spyderco.
I like the black blade.
Yeah, very cool. And then it has
dark metal.
the Pro Knot
Ow,
23
just kept
Outdoor
me.
Knot Kit, $8 value.
Knock knock.
Knock. That's not cool.
Knocks.
Yeah, so that
That's
is
cool.
the Going Gear EDC Club Premium. Very awesome. And then they have cool little EDC.
Noose isn't the first. No, that's good.
That is good. So anyways, there you go.
Yeah,
There
and
is-
Going Gear has you don't have to have a subscription box.
Yeah.
Like they have a bunch
have a lot
of
of
stuff
stuff.
you can just buy individually, which I
sure.
really like their site. So go check it out.
Yeah, you should check it
You'll
out.
love it.
Then we have the latest Tac Pack. What do they got? They have the JE Machine Armorer's Deluxe Wrench. This is a heavy-duty,
Holy crap.
multi-function, all-in-one combo wrench for the AR platform.
Look at that.
That'll do stuff for you if you need stuff
You could
done.
fight zombies with that.
You definitely
too.
could. That thing is a beast. Then we have the Adaptive Tactical Skeleton Grip. This is a lightweight grip. It's super duper light. It's in the box there.
It's grippy
Nope,
somewhere.
It's in that box.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yes.
It looks like a light.
It's not.
Ow! I thought I was looking for a wrap. So this is
It's an actual,
it's like a foreskin grip.
not a foreskin grip, but it's an actual.
It just
grip.
goes over your regular.
You
That one's
switch
cool.
out your regular for that one. Then we have the Sentry Tough Cloth. This is great for
Stuff you never would know exists
I
for
know.
guns. Tac Pack finds it.
Sentry Tough Cloth. That thing is cool. And then we have the Range Cap. Always good to get a new cap from the boys at Tac Pack. Tac Pack Cap.
All gray.
Yep.
Good one.
Then we have the Cleanse Oil Essentials Kit. This is great for maintenance and cleaning of your firearm. And then look at the Jurassic Park sticker. Do you see that sticker in there? It looks like Jurassic Park. That thing is cool.
Oh, that one is way cool.
It is radical. So anyways, that's Tac Pack. Use our code Casual Preppers. You're going to get a free thing of Easy Sea gear along with your Tac Pack. That ain't a bad deal.
That's not a bad deal at all.
Not a bad deal at all. So anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you're following us on all the social media platforms. Make sure to stay tuned for the shirt order that's coming in next week.
Holy shit.
Only 35 of you are going to be able to get this thing. It's like limited edition. Okay? And I'm hoping we're going to do some more of this in the future, but this is the one we're doing this next month. And it, like Cam and I are both wearing it right now. It's sexy. It's comfortable.
It says stay survived.
It says stay survived, and we all know we like to say that as much as possible. So
it's cool.
Watch,
I love it.
Watch the socials. That's going to come up. Anything else, Cam, you want to say before we go?
I interrupt this broadcast. Nope, nothing.
All right. Stay survived.